Good morning. Today in the sunshine we're just going to do a little bit of a morning yoga flow, just to kind of get the muscles loosened up a little bit and get the blood flowing a bit better. It's just a really nice way to start the day. So we're just going to start on our backs. And I'm just going to bring my knees into my chest and just roll from side to side, just to get a little bit of blood flow into the sacroiliac joints at the base of your spine. It's like a little self-massage. Excuse me. And then I'm going to cross over our legs. So you have one ankle crossed over on the knee. And then from there I'm going to just bring the legs closer into my chest again and just get a nice little stretch on the glutes. And then from there, if you lower the legs again and then cross your leg over, and then we're going to go over to the left side and hold out the right arm over to the other side, and you should feel that stretch all down the side of your body. You can do this outside, that would be amazing, but don't worry if not, you can do the same inside. Okay, and then we'll swap legs. So if you cross over your left leg over onto your right knee, and then bring the legs forward by crossing your hands onto your right thigh, on the back of your right thigh. And just breathe into that. Just do some nice little ankle movements. So I'm just moving my ankles up and down. I don't know if you can see that. Like this, just on the floor. And you're sort of getting a full body pump with that, which is good for your lymphatic system. But also good to just get the ankles moving. Trying to do a full body stretch movement today. Then if you want to come, so we're on all fours. Okay, and then from there, just to get some nice movement into your spine, we'll do some cat-cow movements. So you arch your back up, and then round your back. No, the other way round. Your back up like this, and you can just do that as many times as you like. it feels quite nice to have a full stretch in the front and in the back. And you can take some nice deep breaths with that as well. Okay, and then from here, if you bring your arms forward and then just bring your chest down to the floor and go as far as you can go, because the shoulder blades can be quite tight. So just go down as far as you can go. But if you can melt your chest all the way down and bring your head down to the mat, that's good. Okay, and then come back up, and then if you bring your left arm up, rotate it outwards, and then thread it under your other arm, and then bring your head down, your ear down to the floor, so you're getting a nice stretch in between your shoulder blades and your lat area. And just take some nice deep breaths. Same on the other side. So twist your right arm up and then thread it through the arm. It gets out of the way. And you can stretch that even further by straightening the arm that's on the floor. So straightening your left elbow. Or you can just keep it lower down, whatever works best. Up, and we'll go into what they call child's pose. So you just bring your buttock down onto your heels and just get a nice stretch there with your arms out in front of you. Right arm out to the side, and then put your left arm over on left hand on top of it, and then lean back again. You get a nice stretch down the left lat, and you can just rest your head into your arms. You can just take some nice deep breaths. Okay, and then same over to the other side, so the left hand out, and then right hand on top, and then you bring your head back down, and you've got a sort of C shape in your upper body. Okay, and then from there, if you bring your hands forward and bring your legs up, so you're doing a sort of downward dog position, and then from there, you can do some nice calf pumps. Again, stretching out the calves, but also good for the lymphatic system. Or you can just stay still and stretch it out a little bit. And then from there, we're going to bring our left leg forward into a lunge. And then just lower the right knee. flatten the right foot and then get a nice stretch in your hip flexors here. And then from there, if we move back and straighten out the left leg, then you get a nice stretch in the back of your hamstrings. Can go all the way down your calves if it's tight. Okay, and then we'll go back into the downward dog position. Again, just get a pump in to your calves. Okay, and then we'll lunge the right leg forward. Do the same, just stretch that hip flexor on the left hand side. And just go as far as it feels comfortable. And then straighten the right leg and bring your foot off the floor and just have your heel up, then you can get that nice stretch in the back of your hamstrings. Okay, and we'll just come back onto all fours. Do some nice cat-cow again. Heels, bum to heels, and then head to the floor. And then just back to seated. And we're going to finish with some nice neck movements and stretches. So if you just want to go in one direction, just doing some neck circles. So I like to start off a bit slow and a bit smaller circles, and then open it out to bigger circles. Trying to get some nice movement in the neck. Again, you might hear some clicks if it's quite tight, but that's okay. Okay, and then in the other direction, so again, just start off slower and smaller. Get bigger with the circles. You might find that one side feels tighter than the other. Again, that's normal. Okay. And then from there, we're going to just do left ear to left shoulder. And then if you bring your left hand on top of your head like this, you can get even more of a stretch down the right side. And if you bring your right hand out, and it's as though you're sort of pressing down, but you're not actually touching the floor, so your hand's in this sort of position. That's adding even more of a stretch all the way down the left scalene, left trapezius muscle. Just hold that there. Try and keep your back as straight as possible. And just take some nice deep breaths. This can feel quite intense if it's tight and you haven't moved for a while, or haven't done a neck stretch like this. So just go with it. Don't let it get to the point where it's too painful, but it might feel uncomfortable if it's tight. And you can just relax that right arm if you want to. Depends entirely on how much you want to push it. Okay, and then from there, turn your head so that your nose is looking at your left armpit, and then just bring your hand on the back of your head and you can bring that down, and that there you're actually stretching into the levator scapula and also the top of the trapezius again. And again, if you have your right arm in that position, it can make it stretch even further, or you can just have your right arm resting. But these are good stretches you can do even just sat at your desk if your neck is feeling a bit stiff. Okay, and then come back to center, and then we'll just repeat the same on the other side. So right ear over to right shoulder, and then bring your right hand over onto the side of your head. And if you want to extend that, just have that pushing out motion with the left hand. Or if you just want to rest the arm. Okay, and then from there, just turn your head so that your nose is facing towards your right armpit. And then with your hand on the back of your head, just stretch that down a little bit further so you're bringing your nose closer. And just take some nice deep breaths. And back to center. Thank you very much for joining.